Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And I figured I would do a little bit of a deeper dive in on the Twitter XRP sort of ideas. So going all the way back 2 years ago, I actually made this video and it was titled Ripple XRP, Tesla to suspend Bitcoin purchases. Will they choose XRP? Now within this, there's a ton of information that I go over, but one of the biggest talking subjects in this video was what Elon Musk put out about Tesla and Bitcoin. At that time, it was more so, Elon with Tesla and crypto. It wasn't, hey, Elon Musk now owns Twitter. As we look at this, right, though, we've seen blockchain backer quote it, and he said, Bitcoin out, sounds like XRP meets the criteria. And we do see Tesla will not be selling any Bitcoin, and we intend to use it for transactions as soon as mining transitions to more sustainable energy. We are looking at other cryptocurrencies that use less than 1% of Bitcoin's energy per transaction. What's funny about this, right, is that first off, he might have preferred Dogecoin. It doesn't really matter. We know Dogecoin is not suitable for transactions and transaction use cases. But as we do look at this, yes, XRP would perfectly fit that criteria. But we know that Tesla, being a company that was built upon, sustainability and green energy, all this kind of stuff, why would they utilize Bitcoin? It makes zero sense. But now with Twitter, right, we also have this idea that he wants X, the app, to be a super app, especially around payment messaging and payment technology, which we will get to here in a second as well. As we look at energy consumption, we could see XRP here, right? So number of US households that could be powered by each currency. We have Bitcoin, Ether, Visa, and then Ripple. And then over here, electricity consumed per transaction. Again, you have Bitcoin, Ether, Visa, and then XRP. And then over here as well, we found out that XRP is 57,000 times more efficient per 1 million transactions than Bitcoin. So as we really kind of look at this, right, we know that Bitcoin is not built for transactional use cases. I've talked about this many times, like financial use cases are just not, they're just not in the question for Bitcoin, because it will never happen unless you're utilizing a vulnerable layer 2 network like the Lightning Network, which again comes with a ton of failure points, vulnerability. I mean, there's a lot of issues tied to the Lightning Network. With XRP, you don't have to worry about any of that. We even see from David Schwartz that as a digital asset itself, XRP was designed with sustainability in mind. It is an inherently green currency. All XRP is already in existence, meaning no unsustainable mining practices or additional energy is ever required to produce more, unlike other digital assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, with this, everyone has been thinking, well, what about XLM? Because the logos look pretty similar and so forth. Shout out to XRP Venture for this, but we do see, I know we would all love to see Elon Musk make an announcement that he plans to use XRP in his payment system, but there's something in the logo that makes you go, And listen, yeah, it could be XLM. We don't know, right? We could speculate all day. I hold both of these assets in my portfolio. So if it's XLM, if it's XRP, I really don't care. I still hold both of them. But we also did see someone respond saying XRP might be more suitable than XLM, largely due to its clear legal framework and liquidity. Agreed, but XLM has same source code with minor differences, and like other cryptocurrencies, then can continue to move forward, leaning on the Ripple rolling. My guess is Elon Musk won't use either one. And honestly, listen, Elon might not just use any cryptocurrencies. You might be able to utilize crypto like any other, like Shopify, for an example, or even PayPal, etc. But we don't know, right? Like, we have no idea on how this is all going to fit in place. But we do know from a few connections that there is a lot of connections with Ripple and also Elon, especially with X, right? So here we have from Cowboy Crypto. So XRP exempted as eToro plans to delist 4 tokens. Details. And this is from U.Today. This is June 13th. Over here, Twitter partners with eToro to let users trade stocks, crypto as Musk pushes app into finance. This was April 13th of this year. And then over here, Dark Horse, we still don't know if Bitcoin can ever be surpassed, but XRP by Ripple Labs just might have a chance if so. Tell us, who is your Dark Horse candidate for football's MVP this year? And again, like, You know, this was February 1st, 2019. And then fast forward to now, well, we already know what's happening. And then over here you guys have Chris Larsen and also the CEO of eToro. And then down here, you also have eToro CEO with Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen. And up here, Ripple acquired Pantera's stake in Bitstamp in May of this year, and Bitstamp was approved by the UK's FCA in June. The UK's FCA approved Bitstamp's registration as a crypto asset firm in June 2023. MoonPay, Wintermute Trading, and eToro are among other notable firms that have registered. And here we have, once the exchange has this Irish license, Ripple wants to passport its services across Europe. Stuart already told CNBC, and this is talking about Ripple sets its sights on the UK and Ireland for next expansion of services. And here's the quote: Ripple seeks crypto license in the Republic of Ireland. And then also down here, you can see that Ripple, a US-based crypto payments platform, is looking to obtain regulatory approval in the Republic of Ireland so it can access the European market. Ripple is looking to obtain a virtual asset service provider license and already has 2 employees in the jurisdiction, which is a member of the European Union. The company's general counsel, Stuart Alderati, told CNBC. There's a ton of connections here on Ripple One expanding its business model. And also, there's a lot of connections to eToro. And we already know that eToro is already injected into the Twitter system through their partnership back in April. To me personally, it wouldn't surprise me if XRP does have some exposure to this new X platform. And we even connected the dots with the help of Utility Theory as well. I said, building on top of this tweet from Utility Theory, remember my tweet recently regarding mass adoption of blockchain/DLT, they specifically mentioned social media-based payments being one of the big steps for mass adoption to happen. This could be the start of mass adoption of this technology without users/individuals even realizing they are using it. The City PDF file breaks down that this is all back-end infrastructure technology, meaning you will use it without knowing it. This truly is wild, and the connections to Ripple and XRP are pretty crazy. Huge shout out to Utility Theory for its extensive and extremely valuable research. And yes, shout out to him. But within this, right, like we broke it all down in my previous video on this, but it's very interesting. It's very interesting with, you know, what's happening now with Twitter and with what's happening even around crypto. Crypto has been making a ton of noise of recently, right? Especially with bills, regulations. I mean, I'm telling you guys right now, like I would pay attention to this because mass adoption through something like a social media based app like Twitter would be huge with payments. Payment technology is where it really kind of all starts to be injected into the real world, targeting billions of individuals. Over here, we do see today it was announced that Twitter is now X. October 10th, 2019, Greg Kidd, one of the first 10 people at Ripple, early investor in Coinbase, investor in Uphold, early investor in Twitter, and friend to Jack Dorsey, creator of Twitter. Shout out to Digital Asset Investor for this. Check this out.
Well, I think I'd like to, have this sort of long-term vision for something called X.com from way back in the day, which is kind of like a sort of like an everything app. Where it's just maximally useful. It does, payments, it does, so it provides financial services, provides information flow, really anything digital. And also provides secure communications. So really I think, be as useful as possible, as entertaining as possible, and also to be like a source of truth.
So I'm betting on the new forms of wallets, new forms of messaging that go with those. So I believe like in the future, young people, and those young people get older. I'm not sure why you won't have like a super app, which is just messaging on steroids. Messaging that's also your wallet, messaging where there's bots and you can buy things you want to do. You don't really have to leave that messaging app. So instead of having like 100 apps on my phone,
this one is music, the other one is words, the other one is money.
So I'm investing in the pieces of that infrastructure. If you think about it, the things you need to get to that world is you need messaging rails, you need identity because you got to do it compliantly, you need a ledger to keep track of everything, you need a wallet to get access to the money, and because we still live in a card-based world, you need cards In other markets, you need QR codes. So anybody who's building those pieces, those are the picks and shovels of the next world that I'm expecting to live in. And so I'm investing in picks and shovels. So with Global ID, you can currently download an app, do basic attestations like prove you control a phone number, prove that the information on your government ID is valid. You can confirm that you control certain social media accounts. You'll soon be able to confirm that you control various bank accounts. All those attestations can be written to your name, your handle, which is globally unique, sits on a global registry. You can think about it as a white pages for everyone to see. Not the private information, but the public attestation that those private details have been verified. And so that's out there now. The next steps for that is to attach to it the messaging rails, the ledger and wallet rails, and the card rails.
And what he's talking about here with picks and shovels is that he sees this as the next gold rush. And I completely agree. Like, this is, we will see a wealth transfer like no other around this space. And it's all going to be set out on things that, you know, we're using crypto without really realizing it. And I strongly believe that that's our future of mass adoption, is using this technology without realizing it. The rails are in place. We're seeing the infrastructure being created. It's only a matter of time until it's implemented. Regulations definitely are a big step in that puzzle, but we're already starting to see everything aligning perfectly. Now listen, do I think that Twitter's using XRP or XLM? I have no idea. When we look at all of the connections though, it really does look like they're using Ripple technology, especially from that video from the other day, which I broke down, where we have so many connections back to Ripple, and they even suggested that, you know, the use of the Ripple network concept in a decentralized setting would have significant economic implications. This would shift tens of billions of dollars in profit from credit card companies to individuals. Individuals would be able to make payments directly with each other without needing to go through a central intermediary like credit card company. And this is what would be huge around something like the X platform, or even the X commerce platform, which was developed by eBay, by the way. But all of this is game changing. And remember, like, I love XLM for the idea that it's used more so for P2P, which would, like, this would fit the XLM theory technically. But there's really not a lot of connections here with XLM besides with SpaceX and Jed McCaleb, which we talked a little bit about in past previous videos. But I might do a full breakdown of the connections with XLM with, you know, this X platform. But from what I've seen, there are so many connections back to the Ripple team, especially Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larson. And, you know, listen, it doesn't really matter if one specific asset is going to be utilized here at all. All we know at this point in time is that Elon Musk says that X will become the most valuable brand on Earth. And how will you do that? Well, you will implement the next generation technology. And we already know that Elon Musk knows that crypto is that next generation technology. It's definitely exciting to be in the space at this point in time where we know that the gold rush is happening. We just have to be, you know, a little bit more patient. So with that being said, if you guys did enjoy the video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. This is up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.